So I want to let go of this idea of resolutions, and I want to pivot more into the concept of reviewing the year that's gone by and how that can serve you moving forward. My name's Darius, and if you haven't viewed my channel before, I'm a filmmaker for the past 20 years. And basically, I bring a lot of skill and wisdom from my experience as predominantly a documentary maker to servicing people, emerging creators in developing a relationship with understanding how you can bring your authentic expression to your channel to support you in really serving your purpose and connecting more meaningfully with your audience. So obviously, it's a new year, and that's a moment where people stop and they pause and they reflect and they think about what they want to change in their life, and they create these 10 resolution lists or whatever it is. They get that gym membership that they might not ever use. Doing all these things to sort of like try and grip and lock into who they want to become by sort of like setting up this like bucket list of things to tick off. And, you know, as most of you would have experienced over time, I certainly know I have, when I've kind of like gripped to these ideas of who I want to become, often pretty quickly, those sort of resolute, determined goals get sidelined as life kicks into gear and things kind of fall by the wayside. And so I want to talk a little bit about this idea of reviewing what you've moved through in the year prior and bringing the wisdom from that into where you are going, and letting that naturally sculpt and direct the intention of what you're doing here with your channel and how you can serve that into the future. So for me personally, I'm a few months into this journey of posting videos on YouTube, and I'm really recognizing that for me, looking back at the past year and my experience of like, that first half of the year researching madly, getting really stuck in my head around like all the kind of perfection things I needed to get in place to create my channel, I can really see how that blocked me from just doing it. And so that's one of the big things that I'm reflecting on moving forward, not just on my channel, but as an artist and as a creator, is to really produce rather than get stuck in the ideas that must of like all the perfect circumstances that I need in place to do. And so that's a big lesson for me. And in terms of like, once I actually got started and moving with my channel, it's been a confronting journey. Like I'm at this point where I still don't have many subscribers, I'm low numbers, but I'm really learning the value of like staying true to the mission that I've set for myself. Like I know what my deeper purpose is that I'm serving, which is that I want to become a trusted voice and support for people trying to connect with the deeper mission that they have for the world. And so like really, how does that look in terms of stepping out and meeting you, my audience, and serving you to connect with your voice, to connect with the clarity of your mission, and to help support you kind of align yourself in the best way to anchor into serving that mission, which ultimately feeds the ecosystem of the audience that you are growing around you. And so for me, I'm really keen to commit to just knowing that I have a gift to give and serving you by showing up week in, week out, and creating consistent content where I'm growing and I'm evolving as I do this. So each video strengthens my ability for the next. I'm keeping it simple, which is really important to me. Like I have this value of not overcomplicating this process. I'm wanting to work around clever abilities to batch my content. So these are all the ways in which, like, for me, it's really important to reflect on the areas where it wasn't working, where I wasn't batching my content and I was releasing a video weekly or 3 a week individually, and all the sort of like different ways in which I haven't supported like simplifying. because as much as like I want to build an ecosystem here to support me and my family moving forward, build a functional way of being of service, and also receiving from that service revenue streams that can support my life, I'm also wanting to do that in a way where it doesn't consume me. As we all know, so many YouTubers, the big players of years gone by, burnt out and left their channels. And I want to kind of figure out a way to sustainably do this practice of YouTube moving forward. And I take inspiration from, there's quite a few creators that are really dialing down that model of serving their audience while not letting it overtake their lives. And I think for me, on top of all of that, like really for me, 2026 is about really listening to what you need as an audience, really trying to understand how the tools and the gifts and the knowledge that I have can serve you. And so I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from your year gone by, and what are you going to be working on in 2026? And tell me more about what it is that, the challenges that you faced, and how you would like to be aligning yourself to meet those challenges moving forward.